It's round 2 of the Discraft Ledgestone Open presented by Bushnell. Yesterday we played at Northwoods Black. Today we move over to Sunset Hills, a lot more open, a little bit shorter, kind of a birdie or die course. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two Hot Geese.
Honk.
This is a really fun track, and you absolutely have to score out here. It's nice to throw some big open shots after the woods yesterday.
Yeah, it's totally different. We're going to watch Kristin Tattar, Lisa Fajkus, Missy Gannon, and Valerie Mandujano, who shredded in the very long, very thick woods of Northwoods. It's a very different style of golf here, but all of these ladies are very used to that because we've been doing this a lot this year. We've been hitting a lot of golf courses up. It wasn't windy. It was nice and calm. Pretty much perfect weather.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Great day to attack and get under par. Hole 1 is a beautiful starting hole, wide open fairway to work with. It is out of bounds along the wood line on the left-hand side, and I think there's an out of bounds line way down on the right. Your second shot, you're going to throw at a basket, which is blind down at the bottom of this hill, just past this big tree. It is a little bit difficult to gauge your landing because it's a really steeply sloped green, and it does go downhill to the water.
Nailed it.
So there's a few fairway trees that you want to avoid. This one's just a tough approach more than anything. Keep an eye on it.
Sponsored by Ledgestone 64. Your current leader at 5 under par, Kristin Tattar.
This is Kristin's first time competing at Ledgestone. Remember, though, that she has won 90% of events when she has the outright lead after the first round. So let's see. This is a good shot. It's definitely turned a little bit, but in a really good spot. Big distance pays off on the first hole.
Next
or on the first
tee,
drive.
Sponsored by Innova, Pound, Flight Towel, and Gorilla. In a tie for second place, sitting at 4 under par, Lisa Fajkus.
Lisa's definitely been to Ledgestone a few times. She has been a long time touring professional. I want to say she's up in double digits years on tour.
Yeah, it sounds like it. In 5 starts at Ledgestone, her best finish is 5th and her worst is 7th. So she's not a stranger. Yeah, she's very consistent here.
We played Sunset for many years too, so she's probably feeling very comfortable out here.
Next up, also in a tie for second place at 4 under par, sponsored by Discraft, Missy Gannon.
Y'all know her. She doesn't really need an intro. She's been a strong finisher for the last few years at many events.
And she got second here last year. I'm sure she's chomping at the bit for a big win this season.
She's floating it way out wide, but with an overstable disc, but hopefully get some good ground play back towards the left. Still not quite aggressive enough to be able to see the green.
Rounding out our lead card of FPO, sitting in 4th place at 3 under par, sponsored by Dynamic Discs, Valerie Mandujano.
Valerie got 4th at this event last year and 5th in 2020. And she actually won this as an amateur, beating her sister in FA1 in 2016. All good-looking shots. The teeth of the hole is on the second shot.
Oh my gosh,
Lisa in a great landing zone where she might actually be able to see the top of the basket. Being over to the left is good. She's throwing something out wide and hoping to just check up on the green.
So she's going leopard 3.
That's a pretty common landing zone, is just on circle's edge short. You can't quite tell. It's very deceiving that you need to throw it a little bit deeper.
I think that big tree is, your marker, but I feel like it's a little farther past it than you think.
Yep.
Like you really have to pipe one down there. Missy, of course, going Thrasher off the tee. This is an Undertaker.
Ooh!
Oh, no. It was so pretty.
It was so pretty.
There are some logs down there that might have caught it and kept it in bounds. Now Valerie, a little bit closer here. She's going Culprit
Ooh. It comes in hot, gets
Yeah.
a lot of ground play.
It's so hard to control the speed.
There's a ton of bushes down there. Hopefully it did get checked up enough in time. That water comes in fast.
I like the harp play from Kristin. This is more of a base plastic and kind of bites onto the ground better than some of the premium plastics.
Man, she was so far down
Yeah,
there. The
I
fact
know.
that she's throwing straight at the green instead of further down.
A lot of the
fairway.
field, similar to Lisa, throwing, fairway driver on the second shot. Valerie coming back at it. We'll just have to settle for a par.
Yeah, Valerie and Missy both safe. Slight obstructions.
Man, Missy can't catch a break here. I think she's still in bounds. But still, rough ground play.
Man.
Wow.
This is unbelievable.
Ooh, that one, I think that's in as well. There's a few feet, there's a few feet before the water line. There we go. Good comeback, or a little more work for the par than you'd like. Lisa, known for being one of the better FPO putters on tour. I'm sure she'll land some big ones today.
Totally.
Easy birdie from Kristin.
Only 18% of the field taking a birdie on hole 1. One of the top 5 most difficult holes on the day.
Missy taking the bogey with the 2 rollaways. Hole 2 is a par 3, 313 feet. Cart path is out of bounds on the left. Most people going to go wide of this tree that the drone flew left of and just take a right-handed hyzer that skips into the green. Up in the left, we got the merch. Got them geese on them tie-dye hats. Go check them out.
Brand new. Super excited. Can't wait to get one myself.
gkpro.com/shop, right?
I think that's right.
That sounds right. So, Kristin, you can see lining up the hyzer, moving from the back left of the tee pad to the front right.
Putting a lot of air under her disc. Trying to get it to cover all the ground it needs. There is an out of bounds line behind the basket as well. If you do pick up and roll, there's a hill.
Or just get a big skip.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin threw a fortress there. Lisa going halo turn. This needs to get a skip and not a roll. A skip and not a roll. Stop.
And that is pretty classic of that hill. If you do put it out wide, it's that little Annie skip that it gets.
Yeah. You have to land just on top of the hill. If you land right by the pin, you can skip out left. So it's weirdly touchy. Like it's,
even though it seems like a straightforward hyzer hole, it's not. Valerie with the same general landing area, but it's slow enough that it didn't pick up and catch edge.
yeah. She threw a Glory, which is Rebecca Cox's new Tour Series disc. Kind of a baby Defender, if you want a slower speed stable disc. Missy, Tour Series Thrasher. What a great shot. Valerie from about 50.
No number plate, and it still grabs
Yeah,
on top.
That's, cool.
Yeah, let's
We don't
watch
get to
this.
see a lot of these.
Let's watch this disc dance on the pole.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not. How does it stay up there? Wow.
Fancy. Oh, those are always brutal.
At least it didn't ramp off it.
Hmm.
All right, here's Lisa from her circle 2 look, a little bit closer than Valerie.
Had a tree in that hyzer line that she typically putts on.
Yeah, you don't really see as many like Anheuser angles from Lisa. Boom. Missy grabbing her first birdie of the day.
Nice bounce back from hole 1.
I would say that on the front 9, which I think plays easier, you probably want to be about 4 down to be competitive. You know, like in my mind, that's like the number.
Legitimately, every hole is birdieable. There's not one that you're not capable of getting in the FPO field. So when you do snatch up a bogey, it feels pretty awful, and you know you can birdie every hole. So it turns into a roller coaster really quickly.
Yeah, I forgot that Lisa had that OB stroke, so that's a bogey for her.
Hole 3. This tree just keeps getting bigger. You used to be able to throw underneath and get all the way to the basket, but because it droops so low, you either have to go out and around on the left-hand side with a big turnover or a sidearm, or there is a hyzer gap that the drone did not fly through, but you're throwing right at an out-of-bounds cart path, and you want to check up just before this triple bunker green. All the putts are very scary here. There's not a lot of room around the basket to work. You only have about 8 feet on either side, short or deep.
When I came through, it was a left to right wind, making the hyzer a little bit harder, just kind of hanging it out over that out of bounds. I like the sidearm. I feel like more people are throwing like the big sidearm or the big anhyzer in this line that Kristin is taking. That is a smash.
Yeah, crushed. And she checks up just before those big guardian trees.
That was a rive.
She'll probably be around the edge of circle 2.
This is one of the few that it's like you're not expecting a birdie. It's gettable, but it's so touchy.
Yep. Missy taking that under tree line. I haven't seen many people doing that this year because of how low it is, but she gets some good distance on it, as good as you can do.
Look at how close these bunkers are to the pin. If you are not close after your drive, it is such a sketchy landing area. It really makes you have to putt or lay up within a 10-foot radius. Okay, so this is the hyzer line that's pushing really far straight and needs to get back in a hurry.
Ugh.
Yeah, it is OB. I think that was a function, too, of that wind just pushing it that direction.
Lisa opting for the hyzer line as well. She also goes really straight, but it is an overstable disc. And it checks up in time.
Lisa throwing halo turn.
This played as the second most difficult hole, and that is ultimately because of that out of bounds all around the basket.
Yeah, all the sand traps out here at Sunset Hills play as a hazard, so play it from where it lies. We'll see that from Missy, just with an added stroke. So easy to find the bunker on the upshot. Valerie's third after the out of bounds stroke.
She decides to leave it out wide and not even mess with the bunkers and rely on that putting ability to hopefully step in here.
Yeah, that right side's definitely the biggest landing area, but it's also on a hill, so you have to make sure you land it flat. Kristin making easy work of it. We saw Kristin wearing that elbow sleeve yesterday and opting to go without it today.
I would guess probably she doesn't have to throw as many sidearms out here, and I think that's when it gets real irritated. And Northwoods, if you don't have a sidearm, you're wondering what to do with yourself. Valerie's game plan works out nicely. She's leaving with a par.
That was a bogey with the OB.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yep. Don't worry, your geese are going to get on top of it here. The Missy with the bunker hazard stroke also taking a bogey.
Just like in a regular round, it takes me about 11 holes to warm up.
Lisa and Kristin getting out of here with a par. I saw Maria Oliva get inside the circle and to it with the hyzer line today. It was nuts.
Unbelievable.
Checking in the leaderboard, Sarah Hokum is 3 down through 5. Holland Hanley 3 down through 6. Jennifer Allen 4 down through 7. So kind of right in that 4 down range.
Yeah, this is going to be another scenario like yesterday where you have to be under par to be in the top 10.
Even more so. Like we could see double digits out here.
100%. I think a 10 down is well within many of the players' range. I think we'll see a lot of 5s, maybe some 6s as well in the top 5.
Yeah. Hole 4 is a par 3. It's 345 feet. There's an OB line short left. This pond is obviously out of bounds. There's a hazard bunker. There's an OB green if you push too far straight. This is another right-handed hyzer shot. You want to swing it out nice and wide and then come in right before this
sawgrass.
Yeah, which they did trim down. You used to not be able to putt from behind there, but now you can, which I like that change. Like it's still an obstacle, but not quite so punishing.
Let me tell you, that grass is sharp.
Stable fairway is probably a really common play. Like you see mid-ranges. Some people just throw distance drivers out wide. You know, do what you want.
Yeah, thankfully not a lot of wind to have to worry about here. It felt pretty calm on this particular tee pad. Catching any of the tree branches on the way to the basket is pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
You're not really going to push through ever.
Kristin threw a fortress and is in putting range. Lisa hitting the pole. Sit down. Gorgeous shot. That was a halo turn again. Lisa digging that disc and throwing it really well. That was awesome. There's a CTP on this hole, but it's right under the basket.
Missy going a little deep. She'll be in circle 2 with a death putt.
Yeah, that's a scary putt coming back at the water. Valerie throwing that glory again. Oh.
Oof. That checked up nicely.
Missy with the longest putt here, coming back towards the water for her birdie. Oh, nice.
Wow. Full send. Dead center. Yeah, let's watch this one in slow-mo. GK replay.
Missy hasn't had a par yet. 2 bogeys, 2 birdies. She's even par for the round. Look at that smile.
And if that putter stays hot today, that's how you score out here. Just, it looks like she can just put them in from anywhere.
Valerie from... Ooh, no.
So many chains.
It's a great circle 2 look. Wow, Kristin nice and close here. It looked like it spit all the way through.
100%. Through the dead center chains.
We saw Kristin miss a couple shorter putts. I'm wondering if that was like a function of the elbow sleeve. That looked like a great putt. It just cut through. And then Lisa with the absolute park job.
These baskets are very different from the ones we played on yesterday.
That's true.
A lot less chains, a lot less cross hatching happening in the chain.
They say like you're the greatest of all time, but in my mind that is not true. There are 2 other women that I'm tied with. Until I get that 6th world title, that is still up for debate. So this is so important to me to cement my name in disc golf history as the most winning woman to ever play the game.
Check out Fierce on the Disc Golf Network. Brand new documentary just came out. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and a whole soundtrack too made just for the film. A lot of cool stuff to check out in the disc golf world right now. Hole 5, very simple par 3, 246 feet. There's a little bit of a gap that you have to hit on the way out, but mostly you just want to avoid this water on the left-hand side. The cart path is also out of bounds, and those big sawgrass bushes can get in your way while putting. You see a lot of sidearms, a lot of straight backhands. Just want to come in softly. That's a pretty safe play there, or maybe a little bit of an error from Lisa.
I think that's a really common error, to stay away from the water. And there it is, everybody. Fierce again.
Just came out yesterday.
Or maybe 2 days ago. Doesn't matter. Really recently. Missy also pulling it. I believe there was a right to left wind coming back this way that was kind of pushing the backhands towards the water. I wish I had the confidence to throw a sidearm just barely over the water and then to fade away from it, but it scares me.
Kristin gets a little air bounce that pushes her a little bit more right, but she is inside the circle for birdie putt.
That was her verdict. Valerie going Warden, throwing putter. And that needs to settle. That is out of bounds. Valerie will have a pretty short putt to try to save her par, though. This is a sketchy putt.
Yes. Does slope slightly downhill towards the water,
Give it to her.
too. Ooh. But it checks up nicely.
Yeah, those are the ones your body's like, wait, do we want to do this? I don't. Oh.
We're sending it. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Come on, Lisa. Cash it. Yes. There we go.
The classic Lisa walk backwards, follow through. That's my favorite.
You get the power from going backwards.
Yeah, let's watch it again. Right
So
side.
clean.
Boop.
And if that misses, like, it's 100% in the water gone. What great confidence. Lisa is deadly from circle 2 when she's putting well.
Mm-hmm.
Valerie for her par.
I believe Lisa got the Golden Putter Award the first year of the Pro Tour.
Yeah, that sounds...
She got the most throw-ins and the best
that's
the
cool.
best circle 1 and 2 stats, I believe.
That's awesome. Clean putt from Kristin. She is 3 under for the round so far.
Stacking them up.
Yep. Missy's still even. Hole 6 is our only par 5 of the day. It's only 712 feet, and so it is very attackable. You see the right-hand sign is out of bounds on the near side of the cart path. They added an out of bounds on the left side to make it a little bit harder, so you really have to hit this fairway center cut. Where the tee pad is makes that a little bit difficult. You're kind of pointed at the out of bounds. You can either lay up short of this out of bounds pond, or the big arms are going to go across and try to attack for eagle. These 2 guardian trees can be deadly. If you hit the dam and drop in, you have to take it from the short side, so you have to cross over this little brickwork of whatever it is. There is out of bounds kind of all on the right side too, of the pond, so you really have to land in some pretty specific spots. Not as specific as Northwoods, but still. I would say this has to be the easiest hole on the course. Like,
It actually sat right in the middle of the path.
Interesting.
Statistically. And I think it comes from this tee shot. A lot of people on my card went out of bounds on the tee shot.
yeah, that hillside is a really common landing zone, and it's forcing more people to go towards the path now. You see Lisa flirting with it on her tee shot. Like, so where the short grass ends and the tall grass starts, that's where the line is. And this tee pad is just a little bit awkward.
Yeah, you have to kind of work sideways on the tee pad.
You see Kristin doing the same thing as Lisa, pushing a little too far and unable to come back in bounds.
And from there, it's really... Oh, actually, no, you can save a par from there
You
pretty
can
easily.
you can totally save a par, but like if you go OB left, you could consider crossing and even attacking for birdie. This is laced from Missy. ESP Thrasher, right where you want to be. Valerie 1 over on the round. I'm sure ready to get her first birdie. This is Arrive. Looking great.
It's crazy how quickly it can happen out here. You're like, I can birdie every hole. And then all of a sudden, when you don't, you're just like, what's going on? I'm so close.
It just piles on the stress. I mean, this course is, I really think this is how, like, ooh, Lisa maybe pushing the pond. She does check up safe. I feel like this is how MPO feels at all times. Like, you have to birdie, like, all the time. And when you don't, it's stressful. Missy just laying up as well. From where she is, it's probably it's at least 375 to the pin, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's slightly uphill. You can't quite see it from the camera angle, but you can feel it when you throw your disc.
Kristin going for it after her out of bounds. This is a grace.
She's kind of going for the safe left side. I love that. Oh, no.
I don't know if she crossed. We'll see. But that is why it is scary to go across on the second shot. Valerie just laying up. Yeah, that right side, you see that rope line is out of bounds. So where Kristin was trying to land, that left side is a much better landing zone. That looks Amazing.
Oh,
Wow. What a park job for Missy.
44% of the field taking a birdie here. And it's still playing as not necessarily one of the easiest holes on the course. So it just shows you how many birdies are being got out here
Yeah.
on the Sunset Hills track.
Getting got.
Getting got.
Missy parked it with her Meteor. Valerie will have a little bit of work left to do, but she is inside the circle. She threw up here.
Lisa opting for the sidearm to the green.
Ooh.
My goodness.
I mean, that's what you have to do to be close. You see a lot of people just punch it past the basket because they want to make sure they're not short, and then they leave themselves a, testy putt.
It was ruled that Kristin did not cross. She will take it from the short side of the pond. She also chooses a sidearm.
Wow.
And look at the touch.
All of them.
Both Lisa and Kristin just barely getting over that wall.
Right. Valerie, the farthest away, and that's still a great shot.
Some fun news. Holland Hanley. Ooh, great putt from Valerie.
Yeah.
Holland Hanley threw in for 2,
Yeah.
which is an albatross.
And possibly the first FPO albatross.
Yes,
I don't know that
in
there's
tournament
any
play.
on record. So
Yep.
really amazing. She threw it in from about 300, and I think 33 feet was the ruling.
And she is one of those big arms that can get way down there. So that
Amazing.
is so cool. Y'all go check out Disc Golf Pro Tour social media accounts. They have it there. Or tune into the Disc Golf Network. Watch FPO coverage, you guys. It's exciting.
So Kristin with the bogey there. The rest of our card with birdies.
Hole 7, a big downhill shot. These trees are perfectly placed. It looks like a wide open fairway, but it's really hard to avoid these 2 big trees and then not land behind this one right here on the right-hand side. Your second shot, you just have to navigate your landing zone from the first shot. It could be anything, a sidearm, a backhand. You're going out and around to the right. You could be using the left side. There is an out of bounds line way on the right in that big golf fairway. But other than that, not a lot of trouble just besides those very weirdly, perfectly placed trees.
I used to see a lot more center cut lines, but today I saw roller. I saw big hyzers around the right. Like, it's really interesting. I saw a lot of this. What FPO is coming up with.
And I mean, why not take all those trees
Right
out of the equation?
Picture. I think it's a little bit friendlier on the right side on the approach as well. You really don't have to get that far off the tee, and you can still birdie it. Missy with, guess what? A thrasher.
Just these 2 shots are making me reconsider my game plan entirely. I do love this hyzer play.
Yeah, I usually just go down the middle, but if you hit a tree, it's not the most fun.
Or if you get stuck behind one, it makes it really hard to recover.
And the
for
thing
birdies.
is like they look really, really wide, but from over there, you take out even more trees on the second shot. So you add maybe a tiny amount of distance, but it's more open. Gamesmanship. Here is the more typical line you see. Beautiful shot from Kristin.
Oh yeah, that gets way down there.
That was a Saint Pro. But we'll see. Kristin probably has a slightly trickier approach. Actually, I'm surprised. It looks like Valerie's lining up going through the trees rather than just a hyzer around them.
Yeah, she's pretty comfortable with the turnover angle. Oh.
But that's the danger there.
Yeah.
You just have to pass that last kind of V tree on the right and swing in.
This did play as the easiest hole on the day. And that just comes from the lack of bogeys. It's really tough to get worse than a 4 on this hole.
Yeah, you'd have to find the out of bounds line, which they have brought closer in on the left side. Lisa parked that with her Halo Savant. Missy throwing Z Swirl Undertaker into just outside the bullseye. Yeah, Kristin kind of having to go down this tunnel, but she's pretty close. Does leave it outside the circle, though. Valerie from gotta be 60 feet. Good effort, leaves it close for her par.
Kristin from about 40 feet. Boom.
Oh, nice. Let's get back to 3 down after that bogey on the last hole, just picking right back up, no problem. So much power and spin in this straddle putt. The speed that it comes out of her hand.
Yeah, and she's like balanced on her toes too. Full forward momentum, but just stopped. Stabilized their muscles for days. Nice birdie from Missy. Very straightforward, as it should be on hole 7.
Valerie with the par, and Lisa with the birdie. Hole 8 is an uphill, only 292 feet, which always takes me by surprise because you definitely have to throw 320 plus up this hill.
Feels like more than that.
Usually you see a lot of gentle turnovers. You want to be careful of these bunkers to the right of the pin, and the basket is perched on a hillside, so again, need to be cautious of the rollaways. I don't really see, do you ever see the hyzer line? It's like almost there, but...
No, I haven't. Oh, I can see what you're talking about. No,
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do that. Never even considered it.
Yeah, I think generally you're going to try to go to the right side of that kind of dead-looking tree there on the left that Lisa's passing. That's a really common landing zone and leads you a circle 2 look, though the bunker is right behind it.
Yeah, I like a sidearm here as well, but that is something that can very easily find the bunker.
Ooh, this looks really pretty from Missy.
Wow.
So difficult to get all the way inside the circle on this one. This is, in my mind, this is a bonus birdie. Like it's not a gimme anyway.
Yeah.
What was that? A wasp?
She stared it down.
She smacked it down. She hit it with her disc. Okay.
And then she said, "Do it again, I dare you."
With her eyes. This is a Saint Pro. Kind of pushing that ceiling, but so much power.
Smashed.
Wow.
Yeah, this is played as one of the top 5 most difficult holes of the day. This is the 4th most difficult, with only 12% of the field getting a birdie.
So if you want to throw farther, just murder a bug on the tee pad.
Intimidate.
Valerie catching that last tree, and it kicks her into the circle.
So with a bit of a death putt, so she decides to just lay it up.
That's smart. Between the bunker and the rollaway potential, it's a good play. Missy with a little bit better angle at it. A little closer.
Missy, definitely on a part of team no layup for life. She'll run everything, and I love that.
I love that team. Beautiful putt from Valerie.
Really picking the momentum up as we get towards the back half of the front 9.
Yeah, that gets her to 1 down on the round. Kristin to get to 4 down. Beautiful. What's your goal on the front 9? Or like expectation to stay competitive?
At least 2 down.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Which did not happen. Just kidding. Okay, hole 9. So usually there is a really nice hyzer line to the right here, but the ceiling is a lot lower. The trees are a little bit more grown up than they have been in the past. So I see more and more FPO players opting for this left line that the drone is flying. You kind of just want to stay out of the tree line down the middle of all those big trees, because it forces the next shot over this out of bounds pond to be a lot more difficult, because you're straddled out either in a patent pending or a sidearm. It's really easy to go past this basket and have a death putt coming back towards the out of bounds. The cart path is out of bounds on the right, and there is an out of bounds line on the left-hand side that can quickly come into play on the drive.
This is one that you absolutely want to get, but often are kind of forced to, concede the par.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is the hardest hole of the day. Nope, it's not. Wow. Usually this plays as one of the top 2 or 3 hardest holes.
As you said, Madison, I'm seeing more people go up the middle and a lot more success with it.
Yep.
Kristin with her rive. I like being on the right side of the trees, like you said, throwing kind of this flex shot. Valerie is really low on the shot and cut rolls, but she's at least in the center. Attacking the green from there is going to be pretty reckless.
Yes.
Like, we'll see what she does. Whoa. I've not seen anyone start there. So it is a hyzer line, but I think what Lisa's doing on the flex play is the way to get the distance.
Yes.
That's a perfect shot on that line.
she still might not quite even be far enough.
No,
That-
she totally is.
She is. Okay. That low hanging branch at the end there, you cannot even be close to the tree line in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You
nice
really
to be
have to push.
farther out to the right on the flex. Here's Missy, a little too high, I think.
Yeah, it looks like she might have tickled
Clipped
some of the
yeah.
branches.
You honestly, if you're past that little phantom path, you can attack on a hyzer line and be successful. It's just scary. Ooh, reckless.
Love this. Living on
It's
the
actually
edge.
a little more open than I thought, and she's not trying to get too aggressive. Just getting inside the circle for a putt. I believe that was a bear from Valerie.
That is definitely a death putt, though. She will be putting downhill towards the elevated basket, towards the out of bounds pond. Missy feeling comfortable to go for it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's downhill, so it's not the distance that gets you. It's just how close.
Oh.
Wow, the pin is to out of bounds.
my
What a
gosh.
shot.
Yeah, that shot is so scary to me.
That was
Having
a
to look through the branches.
Tour Series Thrasher. Support Missy and get yourself one of those.
Kristin also going high route around the branches. And she'll check up in circle 2.
Yeah, pretty common result. We'll see.
It's a little flatter over there than when Valerie landed.
I wonder if Kristin will run that. Probably. Yeah, so Lisa dealing with that low ceiling, hitting the log, or the stump rather. What a shot. That stump is like disintegrating. I wonder how long it'll last.
I hope not very much longer because this basket,
Yeah, this putt is sketchy.
so scary. That was a really well-metered effort there. So
Yeah.
usually if you miss the basket, you're just straight in the water. So nice and soft bid.
Kristin not even messing with it. Lisa from only about 20, but it's just an awkward angle. So that's well done for Lisa's birdie.
30% of the FPO field getting birdies on this one. Love that.
That gets Lisa to 4 down on the round with a bogey.
Oh, everyone keeps getting so much better so fast. So cool to watch. Last 2 years have been unreal.
It would be cooler to do it, like personally.
Missy for a very straightforward birdie. Playing the hole exactly how you would draw it up.
Missy at 3 down for the round. Kristin hanging in there at 4. Valerie only 1 down so far.
Erika earlier said that she thought the front 9 was the easier part. I think the back 9's way more
I
scoreable.
don't know. I'm better at the front, so maybe that's just what I think. But there's like just as many birdies.
Yes, 100%. If you don't do well on the front, you just can't give up. It's a lot like Northwoods. You just gotta buckle up and get the birdies on the back where they come. Lots of green, more green than we get to see very often on our really long stretched out tour courses.
No one escaping bogey free though. So Holly Finley at 5 down, Paige Pierce moving up at 5 down, and Kristin and Lisa coming in with 4s. Yeah, everyone under par.
So 3 or 4 down on the front is what you need to be in the top 10.
You know what's
Wow.
crazy is Holland Hanley was even until she hit her albatross, and then she was 3 down.
Boom, 1 hole.
Big thanks to our FPO VIP members, keeping us doing what we do. We have a great time calling the shots, so thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks you guys so much for honking at us in the field. We appreciate it more than you know. Again, check out our merch at gkprodisc.com/shop. We got some new hats. Also, just support GK Pro as well. These guys rule. They're out here working hard, covering FPO footage. We appreciate them so much. We'll see you guys on the back at Sunset Hills. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 Hot Geese.
On